Hey, this is Mike with 4 and 6 Music. So what I want to do in today's lesson is I want to show you guys another diminished exercise. I showed you guys a diminished exercise last week in which I based the first part of that on a lick that Cannibal Adderley played in his live in San Francisco album. And what I want to do for this exercise is I want to actually show you a different exercise still based off of the diminished arpeggio. And this one can be used within the context of metal music. So what we're going to do is, the thing that I really like about diminished chords is that when you move up the neck playing these arpeggios, you're pretty much going to be moving up in the same pattern. So once you memorize that pattern, you can change that into different keys and it's pretty much going to move exactly the same way. So what we're going to do first is we're going to play our first arpeggio starting in third position. So our first finger is going to be on the third fret of our first string. And what we're going to do is we're going to use our pinky. I would prefer using the pinky over the third finger for this, though you can use the first, second, and third finger and negate the use of the pinky. But I always find that using your pinky whenever you can use it, especially for exercises, is super helpful because then it's going to help build up the dexterity of this finger. So we're going to use our pinky on the 6th fret of the first string. Then we're going to pull off to the 3rd fret, still first string. Then we're going to play the 5th fret of our 2nd string, 6th fret of our 3rd string, and then we're going to go back to the 5th fret of the 2nd string, 3rd fret of the 1st string, and then after that we're going to jump up to the 9th fret of the 1st string, and then we're going to repeat that pattern. So we have this. So it's going to be the same exact thing, but this time instead of playing it on 3rd position, we're going to play it in 6th position. Then we're going to take this same shape and we're going to move it up to 9th position. So again, we're moving up a minor third or 3 frets, right, from our original. So 3rd position, we move up 3 frets. 1, 2, 3. Again, same thing, 3 frets. 1, 2, 3. And then same thing, another 3 frets. 1, 2, 3. And then we're going to end it on the 1st string on the 18th fret. 18th fret, yep. So when we play this exercise, it's going to look and sound like this. And again, we end it on the 18th fret. So this is a really useful exercise. And again, it works really well with metal. So when you're playing this, you can use distortion. Just like that. So this is a super useful lick, and it's used quite a bit in metal music, or at least variations of this lick. So I'm going to show you guys 2 variations. The first one is from a metal band with admittedly an offensive name, I get it, but the name of the band is called Dying Fetus. The album is Stop at Nothing. It's their 4th record, and the song that uses the diminished arpeggio that I want to go over is One Shot, One Kill. And this occurs very quickly in towards like not the end, but a little bit past the midpoint of the song. And we hear this arpeggio. I'll play it for you guys just so you can hear it. And like I said, it's super quick. And it uses a variation of the exercise that I showed you guys, except we start off with a little hammer-on and a pull-off. And then we go to the rest of the diminished arpeggio. So that's what you're going to hear in the lick, and of course it's played a little bit differently because the guitars are detuned. They're tuned to C-sharp standard, if I remember correctly. But this is what the lick sounds like in One Shot, One Kill. Right over here. So it happens so fast, but it is a super cool lick, and again, it's based off of the diminished arpeggio. And like I said, it's just a little bit different from the exercise that I gave. Just a little bit different, but it's still the same shape. And then the second example I want to use that utilizes this diminished arpeggio is from a band called Sardonic Witchery. So this is a compilation album that they just came out with this year, and they basically re-recorded a lot of their older material. And there's one song on there, Luxuria Total. Towards the end, there's a guitar solo, and in the guitar solo, it utilizes the diminished arpeggio a little bit differently, but still the same shape. So for this one, so this is how the lick is played. So we're basically using the same shape, but we're actually extending a little bit. So after we get to, let's say we're in 7th position, that's where it begins. So it's the same shape. We pull off from our 10th fret to the 7th, 9th fret on the 2nd string, 10th fret on the 3rd string, and then after that we pull off to the 7th fret, because again we're in 7th position, on the 3rd string. Then we play the 9th fret on the 4th string, and then we go back to the 7th fret, 10th fret, both on the 3rd string. Then we go to the 9th fret 2nd string, 7th fret 1st string, back to the 9th fret on the 2nd string, and then the 1st string, 7th fret again. So when we put that together, it sounds like that, and then we repeat the same thing up a minor third, or up 3 frets. Then we do the same thing, going up another minor third. Then we do something similar at the 16th position. So again, we're going up a minor third from our 13th position, and then we end it on the on the C sharp, going to F sharp. So when we put that together, that's what the ending sounds like without the mess up. So this is the part of the song that has that lick, and it is much faster than what I played. I just played a little bit slower for you guys, just so you could see what that sounds like, and so you could wrap your ears around that. Go right over. So that's where we hear that lick being used. So again, with the diminished arpeggio, it's a super useful arpeggio to use, not just in jazz, but also in other genres of music, such as metal, right? So I hope this video was informative for you guys. I'll link both of these songs in the description box if you guys want to check them out. Both are great bands. And like I said, both these songs utilize the diminished arpeggio within them. If you guys would like to sign up for lessons, you can fill out the booking form in the description box. Again, if you're in the Syracuse or Oneida, New York area, we do offer in-home guitar lessons. But if you're outside of the area, then you can always sign up for online lessons as well. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'll see you in the next one. Later.